Welcome to Trello 101 for Digimarc's marketing users. In this video, you'll get an overview of how to make and manage your content and design requests with your very own Digimarc's marketing Trello board. So let's get started. On the far left of your board, you have a list called the Digimarc's Marketing Trial 101. In this list, there are individual cards that provide you with details on how to make the most of your trial. On the far right of your board, you have a list called Guidelines. In this list, there is a card called Your Content Guidelines, which provides you with examples of the types of information you'll need to include when submitting your content request. Depending on your subscription, you will have a number of posts that we will create for you. We will create the text that will go on your social media post, the descriptions, and the hashtags. Once the content is ready, you will be able to review them in the Content Requests list. The content request is the first step in creating your social media posts. You will be ready to move on to the next step after you approve all the content. The next step is the design request stage. Follow the instruction provided in the design requests to ask for content revisions. We also have a card called Your Design Guidelines that provides you with examples of the types of information you'll need to submit before we can create your brand design. Here, we invite you to include all the details that you can about your brand, so that we can design accordingly. Things like your logo, if you can upload some files that you have, providing information about your preferred colors, preferred fonts, etc. Now, if you're just starting to create a brand and don't have all this info handy, no worries. You can provide us with information about the types of brands that you'd like to get designs similar to, and we'll work off of that to get started. Now, in between the Digimarc's Marketing Trial 101 list and the Guidelines list are the 5 stages of the content and design process. We've got the Content Requests list, the Design Request list, the In Progress list, the In Review list, and the Completed list. To make a request, you simply click Add Another card and enter a title. This should just be very brief. Describe what it is that you need us to create. Maybe it's a special post request. Once you've added the title, the card will be created, and you can click on it just like that. Then you can add in a description providing us with all the details related to the content and design. You can upload attachments like your logo, maybe images that you want to use in the design, or images that you'd like us to source out for you. You're just providing us maybe with some references at that stage. Whatever it might be, if you can include some comments or details in the description, that will help us out a lot to know what it is that we should be doing with the attachments. You can also choose to create a checklist if you have specific criteria that need to be met for the design, and just to help keep things organized. If you are not sure of what to include in a design request, just head over to the Guidelines list. Look for the Social Media Design card. Hit Copy Card, change the list from Guideline to Request. Rename the card. Click Create Card. And now we can navigate back to the board and over to the Request list. And there it is, the card that you've just copied. Now you can click in, you can update the title. You can update the description, add attachments, maybe a checklist, some comments, and as much information as possible. So, they'll be looking through your description, the attachments, making sure that everything needed is there. And if so, they'll mark the card as ready to process. If not, they'll apply the red label, Details Missing, and they'll provide you with some comments as to what's needed. Maybe it's a higher resolution file. Maybe we need some clarity on the text, whatever it is, they'll let you know so that you can add that information in. Cards that are marked as ready to process will be moved into the In Progress list 2 at a time. Then your project manager will be adding a due date and an approximate delivery time. And that's where the countdown comes from, so that you have a sense of when you can expect your designs. When the designs are ready for review, they'll be moved to the In Review list, and this is essentially your to-do list. So, we'll need you to go through each of the content and designs and let us know your feedback, your comments, if there's anything further to be done, or if the design is simply completed at this stage. If it's completed, you can actually just drag and drop it over to the completed list. Or you can also add in some comments if there's anything that we should keep in mind for future tasks, or maybe something that you really liked about this particular design that you just wanted to let us know about. If you need revisions, you can click on the task that you need revisions for. After you've reviewed the designs, just hop onto the comments and let us know specifically what it is that you need to be updated. Once that's done, you can just drag and drop the card over. At this stage, we do ask that you try to move the card over to the top of the list. This way, we can work through your revisions quickly and then pop back right into the sequence of working on the tasks that are ready to process. Remember, the first step is to approve the content text, descriptions, and hashtags, then approve the design of the social media posts. Once everything is to your satisfaction, we will schedule your social media post based on your subscription level, 3 days per week, 5 days per week, or 7 days per week. And we will repeat the process every 30 days. You can also request special posts for an additional cost. The cost per additional post is listed in the what you can and can't request during a trial card. So, there you have it. That's our content and design workflow in Trello. Now keeping up with your workflow and knowing what's going on is really easy when you're logged in. But what about when you're not? Well, you just have to go over to the notifications icon, here in the right corner, and you can choose how often you get emails about activity on your board. Instantly, periodically, maybe never if you don't want to be receiving so many emails, and you can also choose desktop notifications if you prefer to be getting updates as you're working on other tasks as well. So that's your overview of Trello 101 for Digimarc's marketing users. If you have any questions at all, just send us an email at support@digimarcs.com. Thank you for choosing Digimarc's Marketing.